Good evening. It's Saturday. It's almost New Year. A few more days will be in the new year. And today I'm talking about Vision 2020, your life, your relationship, and going forward. What are you looking at to have as your vision going into 2020? Sorry, I look a bit tired. I am tired. I've been working. My eyes are kind of puffy. Let's talk about what your vision is going into 2020. Hi, Kunle. Thanks so much for joining from Florida. What is your vision for your life and your relationship in 2020? I've titled this Vision 2020 basically to let you see that there's a need, there's a goal that you have to set going into 2020 for your life, for your relationship, knowing what you're looking for going forward, setting those goals. I've talked about goals in previous videos, I think, in the past few weeks. And today it's about a vision. When you don't have a vision for your life, when you don't have a vision for your relationship, it's very hard to go on knowing what you're looking for, knowing what you want, knowing how to go on in life. And what typically happens is, and I'm just trying to share this, what typically happens when you don't have a vision is that it becomes very easy for you to settle in a relationship. It becomes very easy for you to just go for anything that comes your way without you really looking at, do I have a vision? Do I have set goals? Am I meeting my goals? Is this person in line with my goals? Can I truly say that this partner is someone that I can be with and can also share my goals and shares my vision with me? And so it's looking at how to go about 2020. What is your vision for your life, for your relationship going into 2020? How are you setting those goals that lead to you meeting a partner and helping you come across this partner to say, you know what, I can really feel that this person is in line with my vision. This person is in line with my goals, and we can move forward. What happens when you don't have a vision for your relationship is that you settle. And when you settle, you're just going to accept anything that comes your way. And you won't be able to match up your requirements with the vision that you have for your relationship. It's like going to work in a work environment. You don't take a job. You just don't take up a job without having a vision for what you want to do at work. You already know what you're looking for, what type of job you're looking for. And you already have a vision in your mind about what that job entails. And so when you get on the job and it's not what you're really looking for, it's very easy for you to pivot and start to look for something else. It's also like having a plan to go out on a party. You have a vision for what you want to wear. You have a vision for how you want to look going into the party. You're not just going to go into a party and say, you know what, I'm just going to pick anything out of my closet that's a regular wear. You're literally planning for it. You're looking out for yourself. You're making sure you're your very best. It's the same when it comes to life and relationships. And two things that really derail us when we don't have a vision, when we don't have a goal, let me say the first thing is having gone through a painful experience and having some level of pain in your life. What that level of pain does is to alter your thought process. Everyone you come across, you start to think, this person is going to play on me. And so you evaluate that new partner based on the pain that already exists, based on your past experiences. You look at that partner as, hey, this person is in my life today, but I'm going to be evaluating them based on my past experiences. And when you do that, you don't have a vision. You're just going by the pain and the thought process that you're currently operating within. And that doesn't really help you evaluate your own life, not to even talk about the relationship. And what typically happens is the relationship ends and you're back to square one with no vision, with no goal, with no way to evaluate yourself, but just to keep repeating patterns and cycles. And I've shared the quote with you: until you decide to make a change, to make a shift in your life, you're going to continue to repeat patterns. And what you don't want to do is going into 2020, starting a new year, and repeating the same cycles. Everything that has happened to you in 2019, 2018 is what you keep carrying on, and nothing is changing. So the power of your thoughts, which is something I'm going to talk about today, is one of the things that derail us when we don't have a vision for our lives and our relationship. The second thing is not having requirements, not really looking at those goals that you've set and creating those requirements and looking at the milestones and allowing yourself to really see, if I'm looking to accomplish these things in my own life and I'm meeting these goals and I'm really getting to my requirements and fulfilling my needs in my own space, when that partner comes, that partner must be doing the same thing so that I am not being drawn back into where I don't want to be or where I don't belong. Once you begin to associate yourself with someone on a lower level than you, you'll find out that you're going back to same cycles of pain again. And you're going to be asking yourself, why am I settling? Lack of vision, lack of goals, lack of knowing what your requirements are will lead you not to have a vision for your life, for your relationship, and to really meet those things that would help you attract the right partner to yourself. I talked about the power of your thoughts. I really want to dive into that a little bit today, and then I'll continue on as the week goes on Vision 2020 for your life and your relationship. Let's talk about the power of your thoughts. I started by saying that when you've gone through a relationship prior and you end up having a breakup, what typically happens is that you're evaluating that partner, the new partner, based on your past relationships. The first thing you say is, they're always saying the same things. Every partner is the same. I've met 2 or 3 people in the past and they've treated me the same way. The power of your thoughts has not changed because, again, there's no vision. If you create a vision for yourself in terms of your relationship, the power of your thoughts begin to shift towards that vision that you've created. I have a vision for my life, so if I'm not meeting my vision, how can this partner see that I have a vision? And how can they help me fulfill that vision if I'm not fulfilling it myself? And you have to look at your thought process. Is your thought process in line with your vision for your life or your relationship? If your thought process is not in line, then you have to take a seat back and say, you know what? I have work to do. How can I get myself to begin to think in line with my vision and my goals? When your thought process is not in line with your vision and your goals, it's because you haven't set the goal yet. You haven't set the vision. You haven't created the vision yet. You don't know which way you want to go. You're just going to accept anything that comes your way. And anything that comes your way may not necessarily be what you need. Some may be what you want, but you always have to remember that wants are temporary. And because wants are temporary, they only serve a short-term period. At the end of that want, I've always used ice cream as an example. I'm craving for ice cream. I have that ice cream, but I'm still thirsty right after the ice cream. That means I still have to go for water, which is what I originally needed, but I just wanted some vanilla in the meantime. But the vanilla never solved my thirsty problem. So it's you aligning your thoughts with the vision that you have and with your goals. Like I said before, when you've gone through trauma, when you've gone through a painful experience, your thought process gets shifted to the negative. And everything you're thinking about and you're processing comes with fear and negativity. You meet a new partner today, the first thing you say, they may be like my old partner. They may say something that reminds you of the old partner, and that takes your memory back to that place, and you start to make assumptions and perception about the new partner based on the old partners that you've been with. And that doesn't help you meet your vision. That doesn't help you meet your goals. That doesn't even help you create a healthy environment where you can have a healthy relationship. It only brings about chaos. And what that does to you, like I shared in my last video when I did, is to make you begin to think that every partner is meant to bring you pain, when that's not the reality of it. That's just a perception that you create when you're in a painful environment and you're not healing, you're not forgiving, you're not moving forward. You're going to think that everybody is the same. To move forward is creating a vision. What do I really need in my relationship? And that relationship starts with yourself. What do you really need in your own life that you're creating and you're setting the goals to meet? And when you're meeting those goals and you're celebrating those milestones, you can look at yourself like, if I'm here and I've done this work in my own space, then if the partner is coming and they haven't done the work, they're going to pull me back. But you don't want to be pulled back. You want to be where you are actually getting better and you're attracting better to yourself. And one of the things that we do is to lie to ourselves and hold ourselves in places where we don't belong. I've been there before. I used to lie to myself about, you know what, I can make this person like me and I can do all the work. But I've come to realize that if the person doesn't have your vision and goals, you'll be begging and you'll be chasing, and they'll never see your vision and goals because they haven't seen anything that will make them realize you're not in tune with each other. You're not in sync. You can't be compatible. Another thing that you have to focus on when it comes to your vision, which is one of the most important things that you need in a relationship to evaluate your relationship, are your core values. If your core values are not in line with the partner's core values, they may be pulling you back. What are those values that you have that are part of your vision 2020 for your relationship going forward? Someone asked me yesterday on a post on Instagram, we were talking about commitment and convenience, and I said it's very easy for you to settle and expect loyalty when it's convenience. When it's commitments, loyalty always exists and respect always exists. When it's convenience, they may not respect you. They may just expect you to be loyal as long as it's convenient for them. But they're not loyal to you in return because, again, relationships are a two-way street. You're giving and you're getting back without expecting. But if your partner is busy, not even giving the respect and the loyalty that you deserve because they don't see your core values, then you're going to be in a space where you don't belong and you're going to feel like you're empty. Your cup is being drained every single day and you're wondering, why am I even exhausting all my energy? Because it's convenient for someone to have you do, but they're not willing to do because they don't even have the love to give to you. They don't know what that love is. They may be in a place of pain and you're already working through your healing process. But once you have a vision, your core values become priority. And so you're going to evaluate your core values every time as you're setting goals. And you're going to say, you know what? You're not in line with my core values. And so this relationship is not going to work. You're not even saying, you know what? I'm going to settle to see if this will work later on. Your goals and your vision set the pace for your relationship. Hi, Chris. Thanks so much for joining from Canada. Nice to see you after a long while. You know, you have to really look at that. What is my goal? What are my goals? What is my vision going forward before I even dive into a relationship? If my vision is not existing, then I may just be settling and getting myself into spaces where I don't belong. But going into 2020, look at where you want to be with your own life. First of all, what is your vision for your life? Write it down plain and simple. Every time I write something down and I speak it into existence, it happens. One of the things that I wrote for myself this year, and I wasn't even planning that it would happen this year. I just wrote it down and I prayed about it to God. And behold, November, it happened to me. Thanks so much, Bayo, for joining from Dallas. Nice to see you on. It happened for me. I was looking at something happening for me in 2020. And I wrote that down as part of my vision for 2020. And I started to speak it into existence. And I started to behave like it was existing. My set goal was for June. But God made it happen in November. And I literally cried my eyes out because I wasn't expecting the shift to happen for me. I was expecting, next year that shift would happen. But God saw that I needed to be where I am now, and He made it happen. If I had not put the vision down, if I had not set the goals for myself going forward, nothing would have happened to me. Again, create that vision. Make it plain and simple. Pray to God every single day. God already knows what you need, but if you don't know what you need, how can you receive what He wants to give to you? Let me say that again. God already knows what you need. But if you don't see the vision of what you need, how do you expect that God will make manifest what you need when you don't even know how to ask for it. That's why we get stuck. That's why we keep existing, then leaving. And we try to do it on our own and nothing works because there's no vision. There are no set goals. Every time I evaluate my goal and I don't meet it, I have to ask myself, what do I need to do to be better at doing this? I set goals for myself this year. Some of them I did not meet. I'm reprioritizing them for next year because, again, I have to meet those goals to be able to get to where I want to be. Nobody helps us grow except we choose that we're ready to make a shift and we're committed. Part of your vision in 2020 should be commitment to yourself first. Because when you're committed to yourself and people that you're surrounding yourself with or the partner that you're looking for sees how committed you are to yourself, trust me, they won't come into your space and say, you know what, I'm going to make her settle. They see the commitment and it's like, I'm not yet here, so I may not be the best person for you now. And you may even inspire them to begin to get to where they need to be on their own without trying to force or push it. Because remember, everybody's pace is different. You're running your own race. The partner is running his or her own race. And so when you have a vision and you're aligning yourself to accomplishing the vision by meeting those goals, by setting those requirements and meeting those needs that you have, it becomes easy for the partner to say, you know what, if I have to do the work to get to where he or she is, then I'm going to do it. Commitment to yourself shows other people how to become committed to you. But if you're not committed to yourself, guess what? Who's going to commit to you? Because they don't see what you're trying to portray. Another thing you have to realize is the moment that you have core values and you're committed to yourself and you're sticking to your vision, there are people who will complain about you being arrogant. No, you're not arrogant. You're just disciplined. That's what it is. I get it a lot now. Some of my friends say, you know what? She's in her own zone. Focus. That's the key. When you have a vision, when you have set goals, when you're committed to yourself, when you're trying to, establish your core values and stick with them, you're going to be so disciplined and focused that people can derail you. And when those people can derail you, let me refer back to my quote. Trees, you're going to become a tree. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining from LA. You're becoming a tree and the shrubs are complaining. But you know you want to be here. You don't want to be back here. If you decide to pay attention to the shrubs, this is what happens. They break you down and make you come back to their level. But when you have a vision for your life and your relationship, you're sticking to becoming a tree. The winds may blow, but they don't break you. They don't bend you over. You just keep pushing and striving and growing the branches and expanding and just elevating yourself. And the more you elevate yourself, the more people will see how you're getting elevated. And the more you're going to surround yourself with people that are getting elevated because you see where you want to go. But without the vision, there's lack of knowledge and people perish. So if you're existing, it's because there's no vision set. We're about to start the new year. We're 10 days away from 2020. I've called this Vision 2020 because, again, it's encouraging you and challenging you to create the vision for your life. You may not know what lies ahead, but once you create that vision, you're stepping out in faith and saying no to fear. When you create the vision, let me say that again. When you create a vision and you're so determined and committed to fulfilling the vision and the goals that you've set, you're saying no to fear and you're saying yes to faith. Faith is the substance of things we hope for, evidence of things we don't see. And you can only step out in faith to receive what you need when you say yes to yourself and become committed. No one can commit to you as much as you can commit to yourself. No one can get you to where you want to be as much as you do it for yourself. When people say that you're doing, that's when you get the support to be there. There are people who don't want to advance. There are people who don't want to grow. There are people who are comfortable being stagnant. If you keep allowing yourself to stay in that place, they will keep making you stagnant. But what is your vision for your life and relationship going forward into 2020? What goals are you going to set that would help you accomplish the vision and begin to manifest that within your own life as you begin to become disciplined and committed to yourself while staying focused? Because when you do, you're setting the pace at which everyone who comes across you would have to live by. You're becoming so principled and disciplined that you don't have time for crappy stuff anymore. You don't have time for drama. You don't have time for pain. You're just like, I'm sticking to my vision. I'm sticking to my goal, and I'm going higher. They may go lower, but you're committed to going higher. And as long as you're committed to going higher, you're not paying attention to the distractions. When distraction comes in form of a relationship, you already have a vision. You already have set goals. You already see the requirements. Hi, Mo. Thanks so much for joining from the UK. You already see the requirements. And you're like, I have a vision and I have set goals. And as long as you're not aligning with my values, where I'm going, then I'm dropping. And you don't get distracted. You already recognize distractions. And you're saying no to distractions and you're saying yes to yourself because the vision already exists. It's what you create that you make manifest. Hi, Dennis. Thanks so much for joining from the East Coast. It's what you create for yourself that you make manifest in your own life. Like I shared with you, some of the things that I wrote down for my vision for 2020, God has already answered in 2019. And that gives me an opportunity to set more goals so that I can accomplish those things. And if you're not having a vision or goals, people will just derail you and bring you into a space of pain. The more you have a vision, the more you set the goals, the more you meet your needs and define your requirements, the more peaceful and happy you become. Because you're seeing yourself accomplishing so much. And you will have people that will support you when you start doing it. I have people that support me now. Sometimes I'm like, God, what I set for myself for 2020 that made manifest, the help that God sent to me when this thing was manifesting, I literally wept. Tears of joy. I cried tears of joy out. I don't know what He holds for me, but I'm like stepping out in faith to get it. And that's the way it is when you set a vision for yourself. By this time next year, I want to be here. And you're looking at, what am I doing to meet this goal that I'm setting? Every day at the end of each day, you evaluate a goal. Did I meet it? What did I do not to meet it? What can I prioritize tomorrow when I wake up to meet it? And once you wake up and you've done your meditation and you've had your time with God, you're hitting your goal again and say, you know what? I have 24 hours to meet this goal. And if I'm setting it for my life and my relationship, when the time comes, it will manifest. Things don't happen overnight. I was sharing with a client yesterday night about, she said, I just met this guy and we hit it real good. And I said, but what are you expecting? She said, well, I thought maybe by now, the holidays I'll be spending time with his family. I said, how well do you know him? What goal do you have? What vision do you have for the relationship? She's like, I don't have any. I'm just thinking that we'll hit it and then Christmas I'll be able to meet his family. I said, you don't have a goal yet. You don't have a goal for your relationship. You're looking at the romantic side of the relationship, but you're not looking at the vision for the relationship. Where are you both going to be financially? Where are you both going to be spiritually? Where are you both going to be mentally? Where are you both going to be emotionally? Are you aligned in those areas? She was like, I don't know. Then that's not a relationship. That's infatuation. And when you start with infatuation, everything collapses at the end of the day. Infatuation expires. Lust expires. True love has no expiration date. And so when you have a vision and a goal, it's easier for you to begin to build on true love, and set the foundation based on your core values, how it would end up looking at. You're both building on the solid foundation that you both grow with. It's like starting the foundation of a home, and you're putting your blocks together and you're seeing how aligned you are. You're both growing at the same pace and you're both getting elevated. But if there's no vision for your relationship, you'll get in and you'll settle for convenience. Well, we've been here together 2 years now, and maybe one day he'll pop the question. Does he know your vision for your life and your relationship? Does she know what you have set for yourself? Because if you don't, then you may just be swimming along and just riding on a boat that's going nowhere. There has to be a vision. There has to be goals. There has to be values and requirements and needs that you're meeting going forward into 2020. Begin to create that vision. If you need support creating the vision, feel free to inbox me or email me, coaching@kemisogunle.com, and we can start to work on your vision for your life and your relationship. Once you establish the vision, then everything falls into place. You're going to begin to see a shift in your life on the positive side, a shift in your mindset, a shift in your thought process to where you're able to process things better. Because you now see, I have goals and I have a vision. And so if somebody's coming and they don't have goals and vision, when we start talking and laying things at the table, it's like, hey, we can just be friends. This is not going anywhere because we don't have core values. We don't have the same vision. Our goals are not aligned. We're not together on the 8 areas of the wheel of life where I can look at you and say, yeah, we're both hitting this at the same time. It's all about you first. It's not being selfish, because the pace at which you set in your own life is the pace at which every other relationship in your life will follow. But if you're not setting the pace, what is the partner going to look at to follow? Nothing. They don't see anything to follow, so they're just going to, play along with you. And when they see that it's not what they want, it's not exciting anymore, or it's not convenient for them anymore, they move to the next person and you're back to square one. We're 10 days into the new year. Set Vision 2020 for yourself starting now. Some of this I've documented in my books. You can get them on my website on Amazon, but it's all about you working through it. When you do the work and the partner sees the work that you've done, it calls for respect. It calls for honesty. It calls for loyalty, and they're able to tell you the truth up front. Girl, you're way ahead of where I want to be. I don't even have a vision yet, so I don't want to drag you along. Men say it all the time, but we women also have to be open up to be telling them the truth of what you're looking for and what vision you've created for yourself. Hi, Ladi. Thanks so much for joining from Nigeria. So make sure you have a vision 2020 for your life and your relationship. When you set the vision and you set the goals and you accomplish each one, celebrate your milestones. If nobody celebrates the milestone, you celebrate, because the more you celebrate yourself as you're accomplishing something, the more you'll be motivated to go to the next step and meet the next goal. And if you don't meet the next goal, don't beat yourself down. Just ask yourself the question, because you're the only one who truly knows how to meet those goals. You can get support to get there. I cannot give you the answers that you need. I can support you and we can come up with a solution that works for you, but I know what works best for me. And you have to figure out what works best for you. So it's looking at the goal you did not meet, prioritizing and saying, you know what, this is my next focus. I have to meet this, and I have a deadline that I've set for myself. And as long as I'm hitting my deadline, I'm good. Write the vision down. Create a vision board. What do you want in your life and relationship? Begin to pin your words to your vision board. Make it plain and simple. Every morning, speak life to it as you're praying or as you look at it, and begin to call what is not yet into our existence. It's faith. It's acting on faith and stepping out of fear. I'm going to be here in 2020 Today, I still spoke my vision to myself as I woke up and I prayed. Every morning, I laid at the altar of God. This is my vision, but my goal is to be in line with God's will. So if any of this vision, any of these things on my vision board is not in line with your will, God, take it away and put yours there. And he will speak it to your heart to where you know exactly what it is. And you will stick that to your vision board, because you would always get a confirmation of what God speaks into your heart. And that will make manifest. And he would always send you purpose helpers and purpose pushers. I've documented that in my book, Being Single, to come and help you get to where you need to really create that vision and fulfill that vision in your life. It's never too late. Never too late. As long as God is giving you life and breath, it's never too late to accomplish anything in your life. Create a vision and begin to set the goals. Set deadlines to each one. Take a sheet of paper, create a vision, and underneath the vision, begin to write the goals. Those goals that you want to meet in 2020 for your life, for your relationship, and just put those things down. Put a deadline to it. If you're not meeting your deadlines, it doesn't mean that you quit. It means that you have more work to do to get there. And as long as you're doing the work, the results come. Excuses don't yield results, but work being done will get you the results that you need. And then you can look at yourself and celebrate each win. And the more you do, the more you're growing, the more you're becoming mentally alert and conscious about your life. It's all about mindfulness and consciousness. And the more you're getting conscious awareness of who you are and where you need to be, the better your life becomes. The better your life becomes, the easier it is for people to come in and celebrate with you, because they see you're doing the work, and then they come in and challenge you more and encourage you more. And you're having the right people in your circle. Hi, Delakwa. Thanks so much for joining from Canada. You're having the right people in your circle, not the ones that are just there for fair weather reasons. You don't need people like that going into 2020. You need people who will push you to become better daily. If you don't have them in your circle, begin to evaluate your circle. Create 3 baskets. Acquaintances, true friends, close friends that you can work with, and those just want to be there. And you focus on the ones that you know are going to push you, tell you the truth, and help you fulfill your vision in 2020. It's all about you going forward. The pace at which you set for your life and relationship is the pace everybody else that comes into your life and relationship will follow. It starts with you. The more you begin to get to where you need to be, the more you begin to gain conscious awareness of who you are and what your vision is, the less people you may have in your circle, but the better your life becomes. More peaceful, more happy, more healthy, and you're just winning. You're just winning. So again, if you have questions, I'll take your questions now. If you don't have questions, I'm going to be signing off and going to take care of stuff. I have work to do. So again, it's all about looking at where you are, getting better every single day, and advancing in life, in all the 8 areas of the wheel of life, and really getting to where you are becoming a better person on a daily basis. If you're not getting better daily, if you're not growing, if you're not mentally challenging yourself, if you're not elevating yourself, who else will do it but you? Again, people come to bring that awareness to you, but you have to run with the vision that you create. Thanks so much, Nana. Much appreciated. Again, it's all really helping you to get to where you want to be. Feel free to inbox me, email me, coaching@kemisogunle.com. Go on my website, get the books if you need to read them. They all have workbooks within that you can begin to create the vision with going into 2020. It's all about you advancing. If I didn't do the work 10 years ago and continue to do the work, I won't be on this platform to challenge you every single day. My goal and my mission is to help you become better, not remain bitter. My goal and my mission is to help you figure out what works best for you, so that when you build on the relationship, it is on a solid foundation and on a healthier ground where you both are growing and experiencing true love that makes your life become so bonded that nothing can separate you both, with God on your side. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Never stop loving while living. When you stop loving, you stop living. When you stop living, it means it's time to go back to the Maker. And as long as God is giving you the chance to live and breathe and move and have your being, create that vision, set those goals, continue to accomplish and continue to aim higher. The higher you aim, the more you soar, and nothing can stop you. There's no limit to what you can do. You were created for the possibilities, not the impossibilities. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.